Hello everyone, my name is Ariana. Today we're going to read a story called The Littlest Pumpkin. It was Halloween. There were 18 pumpkins left at Bartlett's farm stand. The pumpkins looked their very best because they all wanted to be taken home and made in jolly jack-o'-lanterns. The littlest pumpkin had the biggest dream of all. She saw herself shining in the dark with ghosts, monsters, and witches. Fairies gathered around her singing a Halloween song, and today was the day when all her dreams were going to come true. Maggie dropped by the stand on her way to school. Just as it was opened, "I want the biggest pumpkin you have for my class." She didn't even glance at the littlest pumpkin. The pumpkin Maggie chose was so big that Mr. Bartlett had to help her put it in her mother's car. And the twins arrived. Jess wanted the rolliest, fattest pumpkin. Jen wanted the tallest, skinniest pumpkin. They both knew exactly what they wanted for their jack-o'-lantern. Later that morning, Miss Garland's class came to the farm stand by the apples and pumpkins for their Halloween party. And the littlest pumpkin was very excited when she saw all the children. Now, currently, I will be chosen by someone and made into a jack-o'-lantern, she thought. But no one chose the little pumpkin. All day long, people came to the farm stand to buy pumpkins. Mr. Potter ran to choose a pumpkin for his daughter, Kate. Poor Kate was home with a fool, but she had drawn pictures of her dad of exactly what kind of pumpkin she wanted. Exactly what kind of pumpkin she wanted. Her dad, so he could exactly see what exactly what kind of pumpkin she wanted. Mr. Potter looked at every single pumpkin until he found the right one. The sun began to set, and there were only four pumpkins that were left at the farm stand. One pumpkin had eyes on its back. One pumpkin was lumpy and bumpy. One pumpkin didn't have a stem. And the last pumpkin was the littlest pumpkin. The littlest pumpkin still had big dreams. She would be a beautiful jack-o'-lantern at a Halloween party. She would shine in the dark with ghosts, monsters, witches, and fairies gathered around her to singing a Halloween song. But while the littlest pumpkin was dreaming, Gabe and Mona arrived. They ran up to dreaming, grinding pumpkins. Gabe grabbed the stemless one. Perfect, he said. My jack-o'-lantern is going to wear this hat. Mona picked the littlest pumpkin. Oh, how cute, she said. The littlest pumpkin was so happy all her dreams were going to come true. But it's too small for me to carve into a jack-o'-lantern, said Mona. Putting it down, she picked up the lumpy bumpy one instead. Now this one is perfect. Soon it was dark. The stars began to sparkle in the sky. Mr. Bartlett was cleaning up. Oh, please don't close yet, thought the littlest pumpkin. I must be a jack-o'-lantern for Halloween. Suddenly, Mr. Bartlett heard someone calling his name. Mr. Bartlett, Mr. Bartlett. It was Sam. Please wait, said Sam. I need a pumpkin for my party tonight. Mr. Bartlett picked up the bruised pumpkin, and told Sam that if he turned it around, it would make a very nice jack-o'-lantern. Sam agreed with that. Mr. Bartlett closed the farm stand. So there in the dark on Halloween night sat the littlest pumpkin. She was all alone, or so she thought. For just when the littlest pumpkin was sure she was going to be spending Halloween all night alone in the empty farm stand, mice started to scurry around her. They were decorating everywhere, tiny costumes and carrying all sorts of Halloween goodies. And before the littlest pumpkin knew what was happening, she found herself in the middle of a Halloween party. Mice dressed in costumes were bobbing for cranberries, playing pin the tail on the squirrel, and eating cheese and crumbs. Then the best thing of all happened. The littlest pumpkin was turned into a jack-o'-lantern. She was shining in the dark with ghosts, monsters, witches, and fairies gathered around her singing a Halloween song. All her big dreams had come true on Halloween night. Happy Bye everyone and happy Halloween.